Okay, we're recording. This is our empathy training team number 1. I don't even remember what meeting number it is. It is
12.
Yeah, it's getting up there. It's 11, meeting 11. We've met 11 times. Wow. And we give an invitation to anyone watching this. We invite you to join our empathy training design team. We're working to design an empathy training curriculum in MOOC, which is a massive online course. We invite you to join us. Come to empathytent.com and you can find information on how to join one of these design teams. So with that, we want to start with setting our intention, fostering a culture of empathy. We're all good with that?
Yeah.
You know, the first time we explain what it all means, and after a while we just kind of know. And we hold that intention there. And so Bill, you know, we had talked about you doing a mirroring exercise and then adding to it. Did you, we were going to do that in one of the previous meetings. I don't know if you had kind of worked on that or if you wanted to do it.
I somewhere, I uploaded the game and the various iterations, like as a lesson plan, but I haven't, you know, we could, during the course, if you want me to do something, you know, let's go through about 20 minutes and I'll come up with something because it's very useful.
Okay. You don't want to like test something here, just a mirror.
I will, but I don't have a specific activity, so I need some time to think about it.
Oh, okay.
Rather than take people's time up, I thought we would go by it and then maybe revisit it in about a half an hour at the meeting, and I'd see what I could come up with. How's that?
Okay, let's do that then. So let's just take a minute of mindfulness, just getting comfortable. Just get the stopwatch up there. Closing our eyes, connecting. And I got the timer going. Just closing our eyes, connecting, a bit of self-connection, some quiet feeling into our bodies. Maybe a few deep breaths and coming back into the group. Everybody always looks more relaxed after that. And we want to now go around and share a feeling and a shared movement that we will mirror. And does anyone want to start with that?
I feel happy. Yeah.
Peter, you heard a breath?
I'm tired, hot, and sticky from the weather. So kind of like a Oh.
Oh,
It's been so grimy in New York City for the past, week. It's grimy.
I know it.
I don't know how you guys handle it there. Yeah, well, that's, I saw it on the news. So mine is sort of a equilibrium.
Mhm.
Yeah, a little work feeling. Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. And mine is smooth. Smooth.
Oh,
Smooth.
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 smooth. Okay. So we'll do some check-ins because we could have done the check-ins and that. For me, how are things going? I've been working away. I had a nice time yesterday with visiting with my sister and family visiting, and we set up the empathy tent in the backyard, and I had my nephews and niece help me give a tour of the empathy tent. I gave instructions on how to set it up. We set up the banner. I explained how to get a tent and stuff, and so it was a lot of fun. And then we had a picnic, our 4th of July picnic right there. It was just a lot of fun. So that's my report. Check in. If anyone wants to go, jump in.
Okay. Well, I enjoyed, Edwin and I were out last week at the protest against the separation of families. And once again, we were talking to a lot of people. I spoke to this young African-American woman, and I'm constantly stunned at how powerful the practice is. And there was another man too, is in a wheelchair, motorized wheelchair, who told his story because he had been abused, and what he sees going on is child abuse. He wanted people to know that when this happens, it triggers post-traumatic stress for millions of other people who've been abused like he was. So it just starts to scratch the surface of the powerful emotions that are there. And both of these people felt much better after telling their stories. So, I was moved.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Peter, you want to?
Nothing really new with me. I'm just kind of floating. It's just been so hot the past week. I've just been knocked out. So
Yeah.
That's it. Nothing else. Just going to work. Everything's good.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I'm thrilled to continue my own training. I'm now with the comprehensive ones, and I'm in session 7 with them. And it's really every session I enjoy giving people learn more, and we dive deeper. So it works from all sides. And I wanted to mention though one thing. I had a bill for internet that I did not understand, and before I would be kind of nervous, and actually I thought, no, I'm just gonna do it really with empathic listening, and I will just wait till my turn is there, and they will listen to me. So I just got that mindset, and it went very smooth. She took off what was not supposed to be there, and I thanked her for going really deep and finding where my upset was, and she even mentioned that she understands that people have a budget and etc. I'd never heard that of a person saying. So I thought, wow, here I am, trainer of so many years, and being aware of this skill in my own life in this area. So thank you.
Nice. Okay, so we've got next our on arrival question, and our question was on what is a metaphor of empathy and why is it like that? And the metaphor I have, and an image of it. And so the metaphor I have is it's like disco balls. Like every person is like a disco ball, you know, and they have, we have mirrors that we mirror the environment around us. And when we become afraid, those mirrors kind of shut down. And the more afraid or whatever that blocks the mirrors, they turn in, and then, you know, you can turn into like a dark ball instead of mirroring. So when we have a culture of empathy, it's all it's a metaphor of a lot of disco balls all reflecting each other. So, yeah, so that's mine. So, Bill, I think yours.
Well, Peter's is supposed to be risque.
You're on the list. This
okay.
all.
All right. So, my image was a double helix. And the reason I picked that is because it's a symbol to me of both separation and connection at the same time. The helix, to replicate itself, it breaks, but then it finds another one. And it's always has all these rungs of the ladder. And I believe when we practice empathy and reflective listening, we're doing verbally what DNA, the creative force of the universe, is doing, which is, you know, bring forth. That's the way, you know, when we're acting that way in harmony, then we're letting that creative, joyful force really kind of develop forward. That's why I picked the W.
Okay, thanks. Peter?
Yeah, just saying, you know, I'm realizing how shy I am about mine, but I really do believe it. You know, I have gotten in trouble, but I empathy, you know, I relate to a lot. There's a almost sexual energy, that same tension we feel in a sexual experience is just like how, like, imagine in your own lives when you just couldn't keep your hands off someone. When you've got good empathy going on, that same kind of emotional intimacy is happening, where you're like, yes, this is the truth for me. And we live in culture where a lot of times that is, many times the only time people ever feel that is in their sexual experiences. You know, there's so many secrets and so many, you know, nuances in that people keep. And when you have a real empathetic connection with someone, it's almost like that unending energy of, yes, connect with me, connect more until you reach where you have to reach. And it's the same with sexual tension. So that's how I relate it.
Yeah, it totally resonates with me. So glad you mentioned that. Celia? Or is that okay? Unless there's more. Cecilia?
Okay. For me, it was open arms, and then indeed, I did not think of sexual energy, but really of love, feeling the openness of love, the container that you can be, but also it's your arms holding that. So it's also you. It's also part of you. You're not totally loose from that other person. Can that person come in your space, in your empathy? You know, M is together, and the path that you go together. So I have the holding open arms right now.
And we got an image of it on the page here. People with open arms, and we had a double helix. And
I just want to make a quick comment for Peter. The French call orgasm the little death, because at the moment of orgasm, it's ego death. It's ego death as you're sort of two people merged into one. You know, if it's really a true loving coupling. And so I just wanted to let you know there's a whole, you know, school of thought about that.
Yeah, and one picture that may not be so, you know, is the Lover's Kiss by Klimt. Do you know that one?
Yeah.
I've used that one before. In fact, I don't know if you saw the metaphors. I sent the video of metaphors, and that was in there. So this is the picture. Whoops. That's The Kiss by Klimt.
Where is it? Oh, wait, give me 1 second. I just got to get to it.
Oh, oops. So I just, that one.
Oh. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, I really like that one. So it really kind of captures that, you know, deep shared energy, I think. So, and that's what I like about the metaphor, is the metaphor gets into more of the felt experience of it, instead of being maybe so detached or analytical or what have you. So anyway, Celia and I were talking earlier, and this kind of came up, and it was kind of an exciting thing to talk about. So I'm glad we got to do this exercise. Okay, let's see, what do we have next? How to contribute. Okay, but the week before we talked about how everyone wanted to contribute to the project, and we got some comments on that, and I've since created an outline of that. And actually, I'm going to stop the